Hey y'all. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. How y'all doing? How's everybody's Sunday? How was your day? If you went to worship service, if you didn't, I hope you had a great Sunday. I'm glad to see you, and I hope everybody came in and hit the like button. If you didn't, let me take this opportunity to beg you to please, 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 if you don't mind, hit the like button and help your girl out. Now you know I gotta greet everybody, but before I say before I even say one individual hello, let me say this first. I'm ready for Potomac to start. This is a mess. But anyway, we're gonna talk about it nonetheless. We ain't gonna complain. I'm gonna talk about it nonetheless. This was so lackluster, y'all. Oh, this was painful. This was so painful. I felt it in my bone marrow. I felt it in my backbone, in my L7, all deep down in my vertebrae. It was so dry. It was just dry, Lord. But we got through it, and we're gonna talk about what was worth talking about in this here reunion. Y'all know when things get this dry, I got to go digging and grasping to find what was said, the unsaid, what they meant by stuff that they really kind of tried to gloss over. You know, I got to dig for the deeper meaning because they really ain't give your girl much to work with today. Okay. But let me greet everybody so we can talk about what happened, what didn't happen, what shouldn't have happened, and why the hell we got to suffer through this before they go ahead and start Potomac. They know they're wrong. They need to start Potomac now. But anyway, what's up, Miss MO1? Oh, it's gonna be good. Girl, Kenya was wrong for that, but it was funny. Hey G darling, how you doing? Delicia Dismuke, hello, how are you? Oh, y'all, my bad. Y'all know we got a new way to say it. Hello, yes, hello. Hey Michelle Himmons, girl, was it not? Was it not? Hey Lily, my big sis is here. Hey Kimber, what's happening? CC Miller, you passing through watching Sunday night football with hubby. Well, I ain't mad at you, girl. I ain't mad at you. Ain't nothing wrong with it, Miss Sparkle. Hey, sis, I'm so glad to see you. Bianca Edwards, hello, gorgeous. Auntie Eva, I'm glad you made it. Debbie Garcia is in the building. We got one of the Debbies here. Baby, you ain't missed nothing, but I'm going to tell you everything that went on. I promise I am. Y'all know I don't leave out nothing if I can help it. And I'll be asking y'all to tell me if I do. Hey, Silver Diamond. How you doing, beautiful? Hey, Cool Gamer. How are you? There is my Christian Key. How you doing? Baby sis D. Marie is in the house. Our other baby sis, Lala Chanel, is in the house. How you doing? Hey, DS. How are you? Hey, DV. What's happening? My sis Marilyn McGowan, love you bunches. I'm glad you made it. Juanisha, nice pick, doll. How are you? Patricia Robinson, how you doing? Hey, Vanessa Comagate. What's up, sis? Up, the other Deborah is here. Yes, now we can talk. Now we can talk about something. The beautiful, the gorgeous Niecy Rose is in the house. We got Nona Perkins. Hey, Nona. What's going down? Alita, hey, pretty girl, how are you? Bed-Stuy BK, always glad to see you. Child, you know I suffered. I suffer for y'all. I suffer. I offered my body to be burned on the altar of boringness. I mean, downright mundane, boring, droll. There's so many adjectives I could use, but we ain't gonna go there tonight. Hey, Angie from Miami, Miss 305 is in the house. Always glad to see you, beautiful lady. So happy you made it. Uh-oh, it's my girl, Trini girl. What's up? How you been? It's so good to see you. Hey, Don D, how are you? Randa, hey, girl. How are you? It's so good to see you when you get a chance to fall through and holler at us. Always a pleasure. Dana Cutler, Miss Steelers Nation, Miss Black and Yellow is in the house. Y'all, are we going to survive? I believe these people said it's a 3-part reunion. They didn't need 3 parts for this. Everything happened tonight. Follow me on this. Everything that happened tonight, they could have put it with next week and made that one reunion. They could have made that one episode, even if they wanted to stretch it to 2. It's still mean to stretch this to 2. But how dare you stretch all this dryness into 3 episodes? Who does that? These people are sadists. Hey, Kandi, how are you? Ain't you the one with the new baby? How is the baby? Honey, when I tell you, they are absolute sadists. Why would you drag something this dry all this long time? Why? You know what I'm saying? Why? Like, what did we ever do to them? We have been here. We have supported them through the good times. I have suffered with them through the bad times just so I could review it and talk about it with y'all. Because I know it's a lot of people that don't want to watch the show. And it's like, okay, I'll take one for the team. I'll go sit through it, even though I be wanting to rip out my own hair and do things, I be wanting to commit self-harm just because I have to suffer through it. And yet I do. And now, when the whole season is finally over, when it's finally over, now we got to sit through 3 reunion episodes. Sanya put her own self to sleep while she was talking. She did look that way. She did. Okay, Kandi, that was you. He's so precious. Oh, I know you're so happy. You got that little bundle of joy at the house. I love me some babies. Hey, Chocolate Sunshine. Girl, listen, I do my best to remember who got some babies at the house. I try to remember that. Hey, Dora. But yeah, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they did that. That's just so terrible to drag it out like this. So then, we just got to suffer. I don't know another way to put it. It just is what it is. And I'm saying I guess I'm using the royal we. I'm speaking French because I'm the one suffering. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all ain't even gonna watch this mess. Y'all just gonna leave me to suffer by myself and then come in here and laugh at me when I'm talking about them. That's all right. Nisa said it was painful and the bird chirping irritated me. Didn't it? And wasn't it just so funny that they want to pan to the bird every time Drew went to talking and saying something that didn't quite land? It was so much. It was so much. Yes, they make you want to commit self-harm, sitting there watching this dry, boring, horrible, just mundane mess that they call in a reunion. But in for a penny, in for a pound. I can't complain. We here now. We've done it now. Lord Lala say I'd rather learn Chinese arithmetic instead of watching 2 more parts of this mess. And I'm right there with you. Sign me up for Chinese calculus, would you? Sign me up for calculus. I'll take that one. Hey, Just Cass. Girl, it was boring and dry. Child, Sheree lied so bad. You say it's because she was she was just too much. Hold on. She said Sheree was lying through her teeth. Oh Lord, might be. Say I turned it off watching the movie The Mummy. You did better. You did very well to turn it off and watch The Mummy. And I ain't mad at you. Hey, Nikki Tyler. How you doing, girl? You say you waited for me to come on because you knew I was going to suffer through it. See there? You ain't missed nothing, girl. You ain't missed the part you missed. I'm going to tell you everything about it. And it'll be a lot less painful. Right. That's how I took it with delays. It was a diss to every last one of them. And I don't even think they caught it. You ain't missed nothing. You said it needed to be on an IV, child. It needed to be in the ICU. Skip the IV, straight to the ICU. Man, talking about y'all love me for taking one for the team. Yeah, right. Y'all leave me to suffer. Then you love me after I've been bored to death. Yeah, Wanda, them birds was tired. The whole thing was tired. So anyway, let's get into it, right? All the girls coming in. That wasn't even exciting. It wasn't no grand entrances, nothing like that. It was no interesting banter or anything before the show. Marie said, thank you for suffering for us. Thank you for being here. Yeah, all of them was cringy, sis, but Sheree was cringy for real, and it was embarrassing. Randa said Sheree ran out of lies and deflection, talking about raising her kids, her 3 big age children. Girl, yes. Raising them grown people. You say not running out of lies like Johnny Taylor. Not running out of lies like Johnny Taylor. Is that how she did it? But yeah, so that happened. That's all I can say is that happened. Hey, Nacho Twins mama. So like I said, no interest in banter too much when they came in. Hold on one second. But so this was Sanya's first reunion, and she's talking about she was nervous, like she was getting ready for the Olympics. I'm like, I guess we got to hear about the Olympics forever. Kandi acted like she can't be talked about. She has a big ego problem. Yes, and I'm not sure why. Hey, Charlene Edwards. Lord, don't worry. I got y'all. I got y'all. But listen, so I'm like, okay, here we go with this Olympics again. Andy clowned her later, but we'll talk about it. Then Andy up there goofy dancing with Sheree, calling her triumphant. I'm like, I don't know how much of a triumph that was, but okay. Then Drew was sitting up there. He asked her who was she not looking forward to seeing. She said Sheree. As Kandi, who she wasn't looking forward to seeing, she said Marlo. Then now this is where, before the show, where I had to, pump my brakes. Why in the world? Why in the world did Kenya say that that was her fifth dress? Girl, if that's the dress you settled on, what did the other four look like? Now, I will say this for her. Once we saw the dress in motion, not just standing still posing, when we saw the dress in motion, it wasn't as bad as it looked in the still shot, but I still want to see the other four dresses. I'm just saying. Lord, you say you hope she don't talk about the tarnished metals? Well, it's a good thing you ain't finna watch because she gonna mention them tarnished metals as you put them. It ain't but 1 3/4. You can let her talk about them. Hey, Rochelle. But anyway, so she said it was 5 dresses. That's the one she picked. So I'm like, really, girl? All right. Then they get in there to go find their seats. Why y'all tell me why Bravo got these women walking across a bridge and a moat to get to the seats? Then they gonna pull up the drawbridge, and then it looked like they didn't know where their seats was till they got in there. You say as soon as the Billy Goat started crying, you knew it was gonna be a long one. Girl, and it wasn't even her segment, but we're gonna get to that. Y'all be trying to take me all down the mulberry bush. Y'all know I be wanting to get through this thing and tell y'all what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Because everybody didn't see it, y'all. But listen, so then Andy made a whole stuck in Alaska joke about the dresses, and I don't know. I feel like he be shading and clowning all them women, and I just feel like I don't want to believe that they so dumb. Hey, Gaby. Hey, happy to be happy. I don't want to think that they so dumb they don't realize that this man is clowning them. Like it's not even cute at this point. He playing all in their face with sharp objects, and everybody's acting like they don't understand what this man is doing. He sat up there and made a whole joke about, oh, at least it's not stuck in Alaska. Kenya came in talking about she was in her renaissance or something. So I guess she was feeling like Beyonce. Maybe that's why she got the dress with the sparkle. Maybe she want to be the alien superstar, or I don't know. Maybe that's the kind of vibe she was going for. If so, that would explain the dress a little bit more. Hey, Deborah Harris, how you doing? But so that happened. And then they went to talking about the fact that, hey, Sheree, this your first time sitting next to Andy in all these years. Now that was a little, I never even paid attention to that. It was a little odd, but yeah, that was her first time sitting next to Andy. That was something. DS said, I think the joke went over their head. Their faces made me think it did. Yeah, they were looking blank and just completely vacuous and stuck. Nikki said, Candace really full of herself. I can't stand her. Girl, you and me both. You and me both. But she got a beautiful daughter. That's the best I can say. Egypt Nile in the building. Hey, girl. Hey, Queen Mermaids, you made it. You here for the talk. I know that's right. That's one of Beyonce's songs now is the Alien Superstar. So maybe that's what she was going for with the sparkle. Because remember, I saw the graphics. I think Beyonce had the sparkly horse or whatever. So maybe she was going, like I'm gonna stick with the color theme, but she wanted to add some sparkle in. Maybe that's what she was going for. I don't know. But she did say she was in her renaissance, and we know she ain't never been original, so she had to get it from somewhere. Which one was shade to Nene? I didn't hear what did he say? Because I might have missed it. Sis, you got to tell me in the chat. Terrell Staley, what's happening? Glad you made it. But I was just like, okay, it was a little cringeworthy for me because I didn't know whether they really got it or not. Um, the fact that that was Sheree's first time sitting next to Andy. Hey, my plum. I thought that was a little interesting. And then went to talking about, oh, I heard you booed up. So I already knew they was finna go real heavy on this Martell bull crap and try to sell it to us. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't believe it. The man done said ain't nothing between them and she not his type. To me, it was cringeworthy watching them mention this man periodically throughout this first part of this reunion, knowing that this dude done already said publicly he don't go with her and she not his type. Meanwhile, that ain't what they trying to put out there. Wanted to say, was it my TV or did they make up look dark and not even? I don't know if the makeup was dark. It was some makeup was not quite right on a couple of people, but I don't know if it was dark. Maybe it just wasn't a foundation, wasn't the right color. Y'all please hit the like button. Egypt said we need 65 more likes. Y'all look out for me, okay? So anyhow, they start talking about the bone collector and who's the new bone collector. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Hey, Renee 12, what's happening? Pretty picture. Hey, Annie again. But I was like, okay, first of all, it wasn't a cool nickname. Hey, E. Davis. It wasn't a cool nickname or nothing else when they started calling Sheree the bone collector. I don't know who told them that was snappy or whatever. Nikki say by broke Sheree sitting next to Andy for the first time. Oh, you say that was like shade to Nene. Okay, I guess I could see how that could be. I could see that. What's up, E. Davis? Hey, Just Jules, JG. Say Marlo had something on Andy. She got him sniffing. Ooh, not the confectioner sugar. I told y'all that lady worked for them people. Y'all don't want to believe me. Don't worry, it's gonna come out one day. And when it come out that she was, on a whole separate payroll and she was doing hit jobs for them clear people, then I want y'all to come back and say, Nitra, you said that. I'm telling y'all. And it's not that I dislike Marlo. I like Marlo every now and then. She says some funny stuff. But in reality, hey Anna, how you doing, girl? In reality, if we're gonna be real, I just feel like for Andy to pull a whole 180 from she'll never get a peach to not only do she have a peach in her very first season with a peach, she in the chair right next to Andy. That told me everything I needed to know. I ain't never been slow. Now I might not be the smartest girl in the room, but I ain't never been slow. Hey Deborah McDougal, how you doing? So it just is what it is. So they get to this bone collector thing. It was kind of corny and whack to me. It was corny when they first started calling Sheree that. She'll take absolutely any nickname they give her, hoping it'll make her relevant, hoping she can always come back. Because we know it don't matter how disgracefully they dispatch Sheree, that we know Sheree will always come back, and they ain't gotta ask her twice. Yeah, Marlo is the Bravo sniper. That's exactly what they got her there for. Thank you, Nisi. I know I ain't crazy. She working for them people, and not just like the other one. She doing some under the table work for them people. So they showed the Sanya clips, the Sheree clips, starting at Marlo's event where both of them ran to carry bones to Marlo to start mess. Then they showed Kandi and Kenya dragging Sheree business about the jailbird, and then they had showed Kandi dragging Marlo business when she talked to her about what was going on with them boys. Then they showed Kenya dragging Kandi name. Then they showed Sheree dragging what Kenya said about Sanya's husband. Like apparently all of them was doing it. And I like the fact that they showed Kandi doing her mess too, because Candy's always been messy like that. But for whatever reason, they always try to spin it like, oh, she didn't do nothing, when she usually be in, dead center, front and center with it. Don D say how she threw in a storyline for the reunion. I guess Lyrone and she didn't buy Sheree, and she didn't buy Sheree. Just wasn't enough to keep us interested. Sure wasn't at all. He gave her nothing to work with. But we're gonna talk about that too. Should I say Sheree will come back for a Dollar Tree gift card? And Nikki, you did 30 seconds. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to think about what you just typed. You crazy. You ain't wrong though. Sheree look like it don't take much. She coming. It don't take much. You ain't even got to save her seat. She'll stand there. But all of them was carrying bones. Exactly. Every last one of them. Phony as hell. Just you as JC say they let Marlo go on for 10 minutes. We all went through things as kids by Marlo. I'm not finna go that route because I ain't went through nothing like that. Talking about we all went through things as kids. Child, speak for yourself. My mama wasn't beating me half to death. My daddy was around. I ain't been to nobody foster home unless we was dropping off a care package. I don't know nothing about that. Let her have her 10 minutes because I can't compare or compete with nothing Miss Thing been through. Not me. That's right, Bianca. Tell them, hit the like button. Yeah, you know, we all been through things. Maybe somebody else all been through it. Shanitra ain't went through that. I had a beautiful mother and a hell of a daddy. I don't know nothing about that. No, ma'am, no, sir. Worst I went through as a kid was being the youngest in the house and having to wait till people went to sleep to get my licks back. That's the only thing I went through. Sorry, not sorry. But anyway, then Andy went to saying, well, who's the new bone collector? And asked Sanya, you know, do you think you the new bone collector? Sanya says she don't want to be no bone collector. She don't want them shoes. She can't feel them shoes. And she says she don't want to feel them shoes, which is good. And then they said something about Drew. I think Andy was the one going to ask Drew, well, are you the bone collector because you threw bones? And I'm sitting there like, Andy, that sounds dumb as hell. Y'all need Nene because all y'all on slow. All y'all on slow. How the hell somebody a bone collector because they threw bones? It sounded to me like she's a bone distributor. How the hell is she a bone collector? That sounds stupid. But anyway, she was like, nah, she just had bones for Sheree friend called, and she called Fat Tuma Chihuahua. Okay. So I was like, wow, not the Chihuahua, and say she had her doing her dirty work or whatever. And her and Sheree started doing this whole back and forth thing. They cut Andy completely out of the conversation. He had to try to push himself back in. And hold on, let me see what y'all talking about because I don't want to miss the chat. Say your childhood trauma does follow you in adulthood. It's sad. It's true. That's why I ain't gonna judge nobody because I didn't go through what you went through, baby. I don't know your story. Everybody done been through something. What you say, Charlene? You say every black person didn't come from toxic upbringing. Amen, because I darn sure didn't. I don't know nothing about it. Right, with the ladies, they all be collecting bones and passing out bones, if you want to call it that. Yeah, Kandi be collecting all of them. Yeah. What up, girl? Say Marlo seems so happy to finally be a full-time cast member. Not after watching herself over the season and she's seeing people's reaction and she's trying to change it. You think so? I still feel like she the hitman for Bravo. I still feel like that. And mind you, please don't misunderstand me. I don't feel like, all right, kid, you said you gotta catch the replay, you ain't get no sleep. Okay, we love you. So this is what I'm saying. It's not that I'm trying to negate anything she's been through. I believe everything she said she went through, and I feel for her. I truly feel for her on that. Nothing I'm saying is trying to negate what that lady been through. All I'm saying is, with all that notwithstanding, maybe that's why it's so easy for her to take a deal like that and be working with them people. Maybe that's why it's so easy for her to be so mean-spirited sometimes. Because she always feels, as she said, all alone and hurt and all those other things. I like that she's honest about it. It takes a certain level of bravery to just put it out there and wear it on your sleeve. So I respect that, but I still think she gonna be who she is. I don't think she's well yet. I think it's gonna take years of therapy, not weeks or months, for her to be all right. You know what I mean? I'm not buying that she's gonna be okay just because she saw herself bad. King said, Carl, what's up, nephew? Your crown and fell off. Say, not you being more entertaining than the reunion on your review. Hey, I work hard. I work hard for my kinfolks. Nikki said that's why Candy's sleeping with the men's in the industry. She slept her way up. Well, a lot of people did. I ain't gonna knock her for it either. People got to live. Just because I didn't have the nerve, and a lot of other girls ain't had the nerve to heist their skirt up. You know, if she did, and it worked out for her. G Darling say, yeah, Marlo definitely got something going with Bravo under the table. That's what it looked like to me. Randa say one thing with Drew. She won't back down from an argument. I didn't mind her handling Sheree about Fat Tune. Me either. Me either. And the fact that Sheree, can we talk about that real quick before we go too far? Sheree talking about, I saw you running. She was supposed to run from that rabid dog. That heifer is a whole witch. So she's supposed to stand still and wait for your witch friend to brush some powder on her or drop something or snatch a piece of her hair? Hell no. Right. Hurt people hurt people. Just Jewel say not toxic, but I was talking with my mom about not having the lace fashion with my peers did as kids, feeling different. We grew up and move on, but Marlo not talking about it too much. You not having up-to-date fashion is a lot different than being beat up, possibly going through molestation and different foster homes and constantly being put out and running away from home at 10 years old. That's not the same. That's not the same. Sometimes I didn't like my clothes because my mama was on the varsity Holy Ghost squad and all my clothes had to be loose and past my knee. But that is no comparison with somebody going through that type of trauma and abuse. That's apples and oranges. The hell, that's apples and acorns. That ain't even the same species. That ain't even fruit. Vanessa said exactly, her and Kenya are alike, hurting people hurt people. It's true. It's true. The difference is, in my opinion, Vanessa, I feel like Marlo is a lot more vulnerable and open. Like she got a little more nerve. She got enough nerve to just lay it all out there. Because I guess maybe she feel like people already look at her a certain kind of way, so she don't really hide it. Like, look, this is what I went through. This is who I am. Here it go. I'm all right with that. But I still feel like she working for them people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Two things can be true at the same time. I really feel like that lady went through real trauma. I'm not going to negate it. I'm not going to invalidate it or act like it's not a big deal. It's a huge deal. I could never survive what she went through. And I don't ever want to find out. I don't wish that on nobody. And that's just real. I don't wish that on nobody, and I don't take it lightly at all. At all. Lala say Kandi collect the bones, throw the rocks, and hide her hand. Sure do. Oh, you picking it up once you off the night. All right. That's what's up. Say, yeah, well, Kenya is not open, which makes Kenya more dangerous. Right. Because she's not ready to be that open and vulnerable. And then let's be clear. Whether I like her or not, if we're gonna be honest, people open up when they feel healthy and they feel safe to open up. Maybe she don't feel that yet. Maybe she ain't got there yet. She get there when she get there. You say Drew was your pick tonight, not taking it back. Drew wasn't none of my pick at all. She was all right. Randa say, yes, Marlo is more vulnerable. That's why she gets more empathy from viewers. Exactly. So Kenya will forever be bitter and it's really sad. Right. I think it's a difference in how they approach in life. But, I ain't no counselor. What do I know? Just Jewel say, I think she uses it to defend her behavior. That's not what I'm seeing. I think she's just saying, this is who I am. And I think that's okay. Because at least when you let people know who you are, they can decide to deal with you or not. Yet say, I can't feel too bad for Marlo. She showed Kenya love, then stabbed her and went extra low knowing she has mommy issues as well. And when people hold her accountable, she plays victim. When did she stab Kenya? I didn't see nobody stab Kenya. She said she believed Kenya was lying and then told her that to her face. I believe Kenya was lying. I'd have told her that to her face. But first off, just because somebody show you some love and like you, it don't mean they can't call you on your bull crap. Actually, quite to the contrary. If I care about you, I'm gonna tell you to your face if I think you lying. I don't have to tell other people. I'm gonna tell you I think you lying. And she did tell her to her face and told her I still believe you was lying. And I believe Kenya was lying. Period. Lord, did you say Kandi chewed the bones too? DS, take 30 seconds and go reflect. Hey, Darren Hood. Deborah say, after tonight, I'm tired of the entire show. They can all go. And I second that motion. So I have my mother's love and support always, so I can't identify with her trauma. Me neither. Me either. Drew definitely gives me a lot of pick-me energy, for sure. That's what I said, Randall. Who stabbed Kenya? Somebody telling you that they think you lying is not stabbing you. That's somebody being very open and honest with you, actually. Say, Kenya been open. We seen her get rejected by her mom on TV. No, if you could call it that. She wasn't supposed to be going to that lady's house and bringing cameras. Her mama wasn't supposed to open the door. I saw selfish, petulant Kenya yet again. And she used that as a read over and over. Kenya not inviting her to a party. Was it over and over, or was it at one time when she said you evil because your mama don't want nothing to do with you? Because they made up after that. Snow White said, "What do you rate the first reunion of RHOA?" I'm gonna give it a whole 3. I'm gonna give it 3. A whole 3. Say, was the bones candy chewed? Chicken bones? Just Jules, 30 seconds for you two. Y'all cutting up already. We ain't even got to the point for y'all to start roasting these people. And yet the roasting has begun. The roasting has begun. Y'all done stoked the fire and the roast has started. But this the thing. So they get past this with this bone mess, bone collect this, bone collect that. Like I say, Sheree gonna mention about Drew running from that lady. That was when they was up there in the mountains at that lodge that Marlo had rented. And that's why Fat Toom couldn't come back, because they say she actually stole Drew's purse and took it to Sheree's room and went through that girl's bag. Now, first of all, ma'am, you a whole witch. You a whole witch. Don't nobody want you touching their personal possessions. King said Marlo used her struggles with a divorce as a weapon. Did she? Or did she just say you can't keep a man? Kenya, they've been saying that about you, even before you went and paid that man to pretend to be your husband. I'm not buying it. You first off, Kenya got to first convince me that was really her husband for me to feel like somebody used that against you. Randa said Kenya was not open with that. She hijacked and tried to exploit her mother, and she wasn't having it. That's why her aunt ain't been on the show since. Amen. Period. Yes, Darren, it was very dull, very lackluster. Right, Egypt. It was a flop to me through the whole reunion. What do Billy Goats eat? Egypt, 30 seconds. Go reflect. Yeah, production told on all of them. That's the only thing I did enjoy was production kind of like spraying everybody. Yeah, she did try to ambush her mama. Let's be honest. She did. Yeah, get your timer for the timeouts, Alita, because they done started it already. Kenya kills me with this divorce stuff. What marriage? You ain't never lived with the man. Never. Say Marlo exploiting the whole family and painting them kids in a bad light. I didn't like her showing that room with them children, but that's a lot different than going to your mama house who don't talk to you with a camera crew to get attention. I don't know. It just wasn't no ambush. I'm not seeing it. Say a 3, you generous, sis. I've been more entertained watching golf. Well, I like golf. Marquise Register. You know Fat Toom is a witch. Was sitting over there sending fumigation and smoke up that girl pocketbook, talking about she need hair on her pocketbook for the smoke to work. And I was like, this ain't it. Y'all please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Help your girl out now. Randa say ambush is the right word. It was. That was just no ma'am. No ma'am. They both went through stuff. We don't even know exactly what Kenya went through because we ain't first got a straight story. Not at all. Not one straight story from Kenya. We done heard different stories, but we ain't got a straight story yet. And her kin people in Atlanta tell a whole different story than the one she telling. So I'd rather play in traffic than relive this again. And I'd be right there with you. Ring around the rosy. Hey, DM Rocks. Say it is bad that I actually like Fat. Is it bad that I actually like Fat Toom? It ain't bad. Maybe you like witchy poo. I don't do witches. Okay? No. So I don't like her. You welcome to like her, but I don't do witches. Yeah, I don't believe she exploiting her nephews. I just didn't like her going up there showing the condition they had their room in. And I didn't like the fact that she let them people videotape that them children had put a hole in the wall. Now, if you wanted to pop them on their behind, I could have dealt with that. But you didn't have to let them people come up there with them cameras. Do I believe she exploited them? Not really. But I do believe that you let them do way too much in the name of making yourself interesting on that show. I didn't like that. I didn't. Hey, in the case, say they have all used their trauma for a storyline, yet failed to heal from it. If that is the case, we all have been through something, still managed to, I guess, move constructively in society or be constructive in society. I'm with you. Lala say, yeah, Broomhilda is responsible for the haunted pocketbooks. Right, I don't do witches, and I don't blame Drew. I wouldn't have let her touch me, and if she'd have touched my bag, I'd have threw salt at that hooker. That I don't like witches like that. Snow White say give a thumbs up if you already tapped the like button. That's right, y'all. Hit the like button. Nikki say hello, good night. That's my girl right there. Hello, good night. Okay. Kenya say, like Kenya, please call it what it is, honey. It was an arrangement. Child, stop that buffale. Stop it. Please stop it. Enough is enough with that. But anyway, and Sheree was talking about the mess with Drew, and she said that she had heard what Anthony said about Drew's husband before everything happened on the show, but she said she didn't believe it because she ain't never thought Ralph was gay. Girl, if you ain't never thought Ralph was gay, I don't trust you. How would you not have no? I'm just saying. I'm not saying the man is or is not. I'm just saying it's a reasonable conclusion to draw by some of his behavior. Nisa said I'd have throw the Bible at Fat Tune. You probably needed to throw it. Okay, tell me this though, Nisa. What would you have done if you threw that Bible and when it hit her, it started sizzling? What would you have done? What would you have done if that Bible started sizzling when it hit Fat Tune? Lala say, hello, yes. Queen Mermaid say, Bone Collector better get at least it better at least get the facts straight. Child, they don't ever get the facts straight. They just run tell it. They run tell that. But anyway, so that was interesting. Sanya was like, I don't know. They went to talking about the Drew thing, and she basically was like, I accomplished so much more, and that was after Andy asked her what she felt when Drew said she didn't have a mind of her own, and she was like, well, I don't care because I accomplished more than her. And I was like, girl, we done heard about them 4 gold medals, baby. We heard, you married a nice man. It was just, it's so much. So you say, Just Jewel say, so you think he was in Tampa with a man last year? No, I don't believe he was in Tampa at all. I feel like Drew and that man was lying, trying to come on the show with a storyline. I don't believe he was in Tampa. I don't believe he was in Tampa with a man. I don't believe none of that. Nisa say, hey, at least the witch would be gone. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yet say they all have to be bone collectors because it was barely anything going on this season. Now, you know what? I'm with you when you're right. It really wasn't nothing going on. Thank you so much, Nikase. Say it would have got thrown, and it would have thrown real good too. Yeah, you got to throw it. You got to throw it. Egypt say we need 64 more likes. Don't do me like that. X right. I feel like last season, Drew and Ralph came in with a fake storyline just to try to make themselves interesting. That's all I think it was. That man was not out of town. That it just seemed like a lie. Right, Deborah, you ain't believe it either. I know I didn't. I think saying not wanting the second child was it was fake. Ain't nobody just changed their mind the minute the man stopped putting pressure on you, and then now you gonna snatch your IUD out. Every scene was set up this season. It really was. Every scene was, except for one, when that girl jumped up and called Kenya while she was in that bed by talking about her husband. I don't think that one was set up because Kenya needed a minute to try to get her lines, honey. You say Ralph was in the basement? Yeah, probably. With their lying selves. But anyway, so then when they asked Sanya about how she felt, hold on, or should I mention that part? Did I mention that part yet? Anyway, but I know they had asked her or told her or let her know that Marlo had said the same thing. And she was just like, well, Marlo ain't know me like that then, and she got to know me better later. I was like, okay, you just don't want it with Marlo. You would rather pick on Drew because Drew is the easy win, period. Yeah, they came with a fake storyline this year too. Drew just real fake, and it's just so irritating. It's so irritating. Randa say Sonya's husband is way too level-headed to not understand her reasons for not wanting a second child. The story was contrived. I agree, Randa. I didn't think that was real either. And I think a whole lot of them, I think not a whole lot of them, but these last few girls that came on the show, I think they felt like they had to come in with a fake storyline. They couldn't just come in and interact with the other ladies and let things just happen organically. Yes, so disorganized. It was no cohesion at all. Like none of it went together. None of them had a storyline. That's why there's a raggedy reunion. Right. Very. Hey, Cecilia. She said, pretty picture. Say they are all bone collectors to keep their storyline going. Kenya likes to give it, but she can't take it when they get on her. No, she can't. Now that's true. Kenya can't handle it when you know when she dishing it out and she's the person antagonizing folks and dragging stuff and spreading stuff. She's sitting there grinning and skinning. But the minute somebody dish it back, you're right. She always is agitated or looking stuck, and then the victim comes out. The victim comes right out. So yeah, that's true. That's so true. So right, they're not real friends. They're not, and that, I agree with you. I think that is why it's so boring. I really think so. So anyway, then they get to Sheree, right? So they showing the Sheree recap with the Tyrone, the She by Sheree, and that was pretty much it because there wasn't nothing else going on. Andy trying to still capitalize on Dwight's iconic fashion show with no fashion by saying the fashion show with fashion this year. Yes, she said squats, not shots. Vanessa said exactly, just fake storylines, fake beefs, etc., etc. Boring. So there's two more. Yes, there's two more. I told you these people are pure sadistic. They are such sadists. Kenya forever playing the victim for her whole life, honey, whole life. But anyway, wait a minute. You say right. It was like watching an improv show, making up their story as they go along. It was real struggle bus. Kenya and Kandi are the biggest bullies. They try to be, and they're not even good at it. Randa say, can we talk about Kandi being in the commercial in a little bit? No, she didn't. That's Big Booty Judy line, Kaleidoscope. DS say they're going to drag this reunion out like somebody with morning breath all. Ooh, yeah, two more. That's exactly why. Say fashion show with Sheen Fashions. Sheen Fashions. Yes. Y'all ain't gonna never let that lady live down that fashion show. But listen now. So they get on to this mess with Sheree. And is still, using other people's lines because he's not the talent, even though he wants to be. Then she says the site gonna launch after the finale, which we saw how that turned out. Because Andy was like, it's gonna be stuff on the site, and I'll be able to press a button and I'll be able to order. And I'm like, Sheree, you don't understand that this man is clowning you. She's like, oh, it'll launch after the season finale. Hey, Divinely Country. It was a mess. Andy asked about the pants I'll be able to buy the joggers for the men with the DICK print. I'm like, why? Y'all, there's so much I could say, and I just want to scream. Andy was dying to bring these girls down to this low down gutter ratchet project level of saying DICK prints and penis pockets and all. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Because y'all know in the early years of this show, this would have never gone on a reunion. It was so disgusting. That's what I said, Darren. It could have been summed up in two parts. Two parts. It could have been summed up. That we will never let her forget that She by Sheen fiasco, not after 14 years. Lord, Randa, y'all ain't gonna never let her live it down. But that's what happened. So she told that lie about the site will be up after the season finale and you can buy joggers. I don't know why she says joggers, but she always says joggers. And then he went to talking about when he asked her about the She by Sheree on that reunion that year when she was like spring, summer, fall, or whatever, and asked, was it embarrassing? First of all, Andy, you trying to be funny. You know it was embarrassing. You meant for it to be embarrassing. The fact that people done shared that over and over, done picked at her, calling her spring, summer, fall, spring, summer, Sheree. All this time, you knew it was embarrassing. Y'all enjoyed her embarrassment. Sheree just don't have no pride, and she don't care about y'all humiliating her. DS say he was so ignorant for that. Like he could make a print in the paint. Ooh, DS, I don't know nothing about that man business. Auntie Eva say Andy has become more perverse with this show in particular because that's what he's always wanted to do with this show. And he was mad because there were certain ladies that like Queen Nene, that wasn't finna go along with it. And so he needed them out the way so he could bring them all the way down to the Section 8 community. Cecilia say, why 2 more reunions? Tonight should have been the end. The show didn't have enough this season to warrant 2 more shows. It sure didn't. But he did that. And then they went to talking about Kandi throwing shots at She by Sheree on her YouTube channel. And, she tried to play it off like it really wasn't that. And here come production to let it be known that, oh, yeah, girl, it really was that. And then she basically said that she did it, in my opinion, because they asking you why you pretend to support her, but you taking shots on the YouTube channel. She brings up that basically she was mad at her taking part in the conversation with Marlo about her being a hoe too. My thing is, why are you so mad? Y'all done called Marlo every type of hoe you could muster. Y'all would have called her 20 more varieties of hoes if you'd have had the vocabulary to get it done. And that's the only thing that stopped you. But the minute she called you a hoe, and Kandi, your name been hoeing the streets for a long time, baby. Don't act like Marlo was the first one to mention about your hoeing. Okay? You were so mad at Sheree for even taking part in the conversation. Well, if we gonna be real, Marlo was the one that roasted you. So why the hell was you mad with Sheree? What did you want Sheree to do? Fight for you? Girl, bye. You did that because you wanted to, because you're not a nice person. Period. Randa said, I recently watched season 1, episode 1, and Sheree has not changed when it comes to spending more than she has. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I just thought that was really ridiculous of her to bring that up as her reason for doing that to that lady, but while pretending to support her. And of course, Kenya gonna chime in, well, she really supported you, right? She really wanted you to win, right? That ain't got nothing to do with what went on. You went on your YouTube channel and took shots at this lady's little business, okay, with her Sheen business, all right, or whatever business it was, Amazon business, however, okay. And then that's when Sheree used the term clickbait, like you using my name for clickbait. And Kandi talking about saying, you think I need you for clickbait? Yes, you need her for clickbait. You need RHOA for clickbait. Because Kandi know for darn sure, like I said before when we was talking about this after we saw the reunion trailer, if Kandi don't talk about that show, nobody's watching. You and your family is not enough to make people watch. You and your businesses, your restaurants, is not enough to make people watch. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. You did use that lady for clickbait. And then they went to talking about all the shade that Sheree threw at Kandi, which she did. And now I'm gonna tell you what really got me. Sheree is real comfortable doing stuff and saying no, I didn't do that. Sheree, I be wondering, y'all tell me this. Do y'all think Sheree don't realize that them people is recording her when she talking? I mean, really. Because yeah, it is clickbait, Randall, because ain't nothing gonna happen once you click that page, ain't nothing there. But anyway, think about it. She sat up there and told that lie about she spent $1 million getting that sad little fashion show completed, right? And then the minute Kenya called her on it, oh, I never said that. What is the R word? Sheree is the R word. What is the R word? You say Sheree is a known Pinocchio. Just lie. As soon as that girl said you spent $1 million, I ain't said that. I ain't said that. Oh, that word. Oh, the term right here, she's a window licker. Okay, Sheree's a window licker. But anyway, yes, she did. She used Sheree and Marlo as clickbait. She sure did. I figure I got it, Vanessa. But anyway, back to Sheree. Then she sat up there when they told her that she took shots at Kandi. She lied. I didn't do that. And they was like, Sheree, during your interviews, you don't remember the stuff you said about this girl. And they brought up the fact that at that party, at that inappropriate party Kenya threw for her baby, that she talking about some. I believe she could have rocked the mic in the locker room. She did it everywhere else. Like, oh my God. The case said, where does Sheree get her money from Tyrone, or was that the question? Yeah, that was the question she asked. Where's all this money coming from? I'm trying to figure out who made Kandi the sheriff over money. You are not the money sheriff. You're not in charge of everybody's money. Say Sheree lied through her teeth and accused Drew of being a liar. That's what I didn't understand. Remedial. That's a nice R word for her. In monopoly money, maybe, but not the US dollar. Exactly. Talking about $1 million. But it was just the fact that they had to remind her with production and everything else that you did take shots at that girl. Yes, right, Marquise. She'll use everybody for clickbait, including her own mama. I'm glad the heifer don't know none of my business. Lala say every time Sheree talks, she give me window liquor vibes, as my granny would say she touched. Girl, yes. Yes, window liquor. DB say Sheree and Drew lies. Sheree say Drew lies. She should take one to know one. Child, I think they be having lying competitions between her and Drew because both of them be lying a lot. Yep. Yeah, Andy was looking at her like, for real, Sheree, you gonna just tell this lie in front of this camera like this? Right. It just didn't make no sense. Lord DS say Sheree isn't fast. DS 30 seconds. So anyway, they played that back and let her kind of go back down memory lane about you making that comment about Kandi could have did it. I don't know why she's so offended. And I don't believe Kandi did that. And I'm really starting to think Sheree the one wrote that on some paper and put it in a box for people to be reading. That was very nasty. Then about the comment about the worldwide, like, well, she was on Broadway, so that's New York. And I'm sorry, that right there, Sheree was telling the truth. Kandi ain't no worldwide, not until she got on Housewives. At that point, you could say all of them is kind of worldwide now because people watch Housewives in almost every country that's got cable. So, that could be it, And then they showed some of the other stuff that Kandi done said about her, talking about Tyrone and, he was at that other woman's house who actually giving him some. So they really talk about each other. But making little shots and stuff in confessionals about each other is a lot different than Kandi going on her YouTube channel and just sitting up talking about this girl money and everything like you low-key trying to dry snitch to the IRS. Ain't nothing worse than dry snitching. If you're going to be a snitch, go on to the people officially and put your name on her court papers. If you ain't going to do that, please stop dry snitching. I didn't think that was cool at all. And y'all know I don't do Sheree, but that wasn't cool. So then we had a viewer that sent in a question. And listen, I don't never get the questions for the viewers. Like, I don't never get their name. But this lady, Betty, I got Betty's name, okay? Right. I mean, I understand that, sis. Some people in other countries don't watch the show, but I'm just saying she closer to worldwide now than she was then. You know what I'm saying? You say Drew only a little better at lying. Well, that's probably because she's a little bit smarter than Sheree. That ain't hard to do. But Betty asked Sheree a real question. Why are you shading Drew for Drop It with Drew when it took you 14 years to do She by Sheree? Listen, that's why I had to get Betty's name. Betty the real MVP. Because Betty asked the real question. How you gonna shade somebody about their business when it took you 14 years to get some stuff drop shipped from China and put on a runway? This fool gonna say, because she don't represent fitness and I represent fashion. Girl, where, when, how? What day? Who? How did you represent fashion? Sheree, you can't sew, you can't stitch. I don't believe you could put on a button, hem a pair of pants, put in a zipper. Girl, you can't sketch. Sugar, you can't drape. Do you even own a mannequin? Do you have a dress form at all? How do you represent fashion? Baby, you don't even understand fashion. You went up in a whole fabric store and you didn't know the name of none of your fabrics. Thank you, Randa. Betty for president, honey. Betty is my girl. Betty, wherever you are, sugar, if you could call me and you need to talk. Us need to talk, baby. Betty is the realest. Because I'm like, Sheree, and then Sheree played us. I represent fashion. No, you don't. You represent, jackass ain't really a cuss word because I'm talking about the animal. Sheree represents jackassery. That's what Sheree represents, okay? That's what I said. Now, can we talk about this right here? What Chocolate Sunshine said? No, it's Chocolate Sunshine for president. Y'all know, and to be filtering them questions. People ask real questions. He don't never ask them. He always put the foo-foo, the real soft pet questions up. He keep the real questions down. Can y'all explain to me why Andy let so many real questions come through? Aside from the fact that these girls gave nothing. Andy was literally grabbing the real questions, and he never ever does this. Y'all are my witness. Y'all know he never does. All of a sudden, this time he want to ask the real questions, but notice who he was directing the real questions at. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Okay? Miss Betty is the real one. Yes, leader, she says she represents fashion. I would like to know how. According to whom? According to whom? Yes, and the business is still giving fraudulent. Still giving fraudulent. Say Sheree is a little slow and Drew knows how to do a quick comeback. She does. Right, Nisa, ain't a pin cushion, a thimble, a spool of thread. Ain't no lining nowhere. Ain't a bolt of fabric nowhere in her house, but she represent fashion. For me, what I did, I ain't did nothing. I'm not guilty. Lala says Sheree represent fashion like America represents democracy of a sham. Child, she represent fashion like I represent low-fat diets. Okay. Hey, Vet. What's up, Kobe Cole? Say Kandi snitches. She couldn't resist telling those folks about Apollo's property and made it a storyline. Oh, yeah, Kandi good for being an old dry snitch. She gonna keep on. And on a mission with this reunion. I believe that, Randa. I believe it because they ain't gave nothing. Andy been bringing the heat out the question bag. Betty is definitely the MVP. I know I'm right about it, DV. Andy be hiding. Like, if people ask, like, okay, look at Potomac. People be wanting to know real stuff. He duck and dodge them real questions. That's how Monique Samuels blindsided them with that binder. He thought he could control what was talked about. Because number one, he wasn't gonna ask no real questions, and he wasn't gonna let no real questions come from the viewers. Monique blindsided them with that binder. They never saw it coming. But now all of a sudden, Andy want to ask the real questions. Miss Betty is Andy undercover. No, that wasn't Andy. That question was too real to be Andy. Andy phony as hell. Andy phony as hell. That was Betty. That was Betty. I just wish I knew Betty. That's all I wish. I wish I knew better. But for real though, then she was, and so Andy was just like, well, why do your projects take so long? Like, what is it? Your house took too long, this fashion show took too long. Y'all, this fool talking about greatness take time. Let me tell y'all something. Every last one of y'all, I want y'all to know, y'all better know I love y'all in real life with my whole heart. Because if I didn't, I'd have walked away from the TV and never came back. This heifer said, greatness take time. Whoo! Yes, Randall. They did. They edited to try to keep out some of the binder contents, but it was still enough that they couldn't hide it all because she made it so heavy. But back to greatness take time. Sugar, what is the greatness? Your house is nice, but look at all the scandal that came from that house. Everybody in America know them people put liens on you because you wouldn't pay your bills for what they did in your yard. Girl, you had people showing up and filming from your yard, all type of stuff. People was talking about you, Sheree, because your house wasn't finished. You was pretending you had moved in when you hadn't. People was laughing at you because your power was off in your house. Greatness take time. Where's the greatness? Delusional as hell, sis. Greatness to yes, leader. Greatness take time. Yes, this is just like with Ray J with For My Kids. It's for my kids. Sheree is shameless and shameful. Slow people take even more time. Sheila J, 30 seconds for you. Lala say greatness. Okay, Tony the Tiger. It's a scam. Oh, here come DT. Tadrika sun-dried tomatoes. Say, hey, so about time we talk about all these people. That's right. Hit the like button. Hit it. Randa say Sheree want the best of everything without paying for it. Baby, then that's when the conversation started to get a little bit good. Cause so Andy was just like, look, is it because you don't like to pay people? He's like, is that an issue? Do you pay the people that you supposed to pay? This fool talking about depend on who it is. What? They're gonna try to bring Marlo into it, talking about, let me hit it, Nisi. Hello, yes. So listen, talking about, remember, because you was like, we all got our dresses made, and you were saying you didn't want to get a person, whatever, yada yada. So I'm like, okay. So the first thing that said to me was Marlo was not pleased with how they made her dress, and I'm glad she wasn't pleased with how they made it because they didn't do well. I was hoping she didn't think that was a slam dunk, and I'm glad to know she didn't. That made my heart feel a little bit better. Okay, but back to this here. She tried to swing it to Marlo. Marlo was like, oh, no. I pay. She was like, no, I pay. I always pay the people I owe. Like, don't pull me in that. And then I think she thought Kenya was going to have her back child. Kenya jumped in and was like, no, if you got some type of contract with somebody, if you don't like their work, you pay them and you don't use them again. And so she was like, you pay them. Yes, you pay them and you don't use them again unless it's something in the contract to say if I don't like it, I don't pay. Cecilia says Sheree is a fake wannabe designer and only know how to duplicate other people's work as hers. Sis, she didn't even duplicate it. She just bought them people's stuff and had somebody stitch a logo on it or iron it on, knowing her. Randa says Sheree made me like Kenya in that moment when they were discussing her wanting to pay people. Yes, Kandi, because Kenya sure got her straight. She was like, no, you pay them and then you don't use them again. Yeah, and Andy didn't let up and Kenya jumped in double dutch. They directed it that way, so Kenya said what she said, and she didn't tell no lie, not one lie detected. Sheree need to pay what she owed. Deborah said, I was out when Sheree claimed not to understand a contract. Girl, I'm telling you, I almost didn't make it that far. I'm telling you, Deborah, when that heifer said greatness take time, I was done. I'm going to just tell you the truth. My mind, my whole brain checked out right then. Greatness take time, my foot. Hey, Miss MO1, say when Kenya had to explain it like she was talking to a child, why you had to pay bills, I hollered and shook my head. I ain't mad at you. Yet say I screamed when Sheree said she by Sheree is done. Right. When she says done by done, what you mean? As in finished, as in we ain't got to hear about it no more. I know you're not saying done as in completed. Lord, she by Millie Vanilli. Really? You say her brain was full of dirt and grass. I'm through, DT. I love that picture of Tadrika you got. I love that picture of Drika. Randa say, and then Sheree tried to hang on the word contract. We don't normally have contracts for everyone we need to pay, but we pay. Right, and a verbal contract is still a contract. You know when you owe, you pay, period. Sheree need to stop that. It's embarrassing at this point. It's embarrassing at this point. Just stop it. Talking about it depend on who it is. And anyway, then they went to talking about Kandi. I forgot. I think it was one of the viewers asked the question about Kandi using off the screen info to throw people under the bus. I say, okay, the viewer questions is getting hot as Texas Pete. What is going on with the viewer questions? Okay. Ooh, the viewer questions. So they went to talking about that, and it was talking about I think it was Andy was like, yeah, you did it with Phaedra, you did it with Sheree, going on the show to produce a show, clips from her YouTube channel talking about where is this money coming from and this and that. And it's like, girl, you do stuff you think you know off screen, you dragging. And then she was sitting up there getting frustrated because Marlo asked the question like, okay, well, let's talk about this so-called help you tried to give me is what she was trying to get at. But y'all know, as we always say, Marlo ain't exactly anybody's linguist, okay? I don't think she ever pretended to be, but, she just couldn't enunciate it the way I would have or articulate it the way I would have liked for her to. Deborah say, wow, I didn't see the show, but you can't be a know-it-all 1 minute and dumb as opposed to next. Girl, she said greatness take time. Sheree Green said them viewers was on point. They was. And so she was like, so you claim that you helped me so much. And so she was just trying to go down the timeline of how she said it happened. Todd called me, told me about X, Y, and Z. No, you came to me. You came to me. And she was like, why would I come to you when you're not producing no shows? Why would I come to you? Oh no, we had a conversation and I talked to Todd about it. And then Todd called you. And then she just started going back, well, you wasn't on the show at that time for a little while, and that's why this, that, and the third. And I like that Marlo told her, I didn't know that. If you and your husband have a private conversation about what me and you talk about, if you don't call me and warn me first, how the hell was she supposed to know what happened, how it happened, when it happened? But it's nothing wrong with her pointing out the fact this is stuff that was off the screen. This was off the camera. Why you bringing the off the camera stuff on the camera? Alita say, I'm still flabbergasted over greatness take time. Oh, Sheree. Me too. Cecilia say Sheree assistant threw her under the bus and that she don't pay anyone. She told on herself to Andy. Right, Cecilia. The boy said it because he claimed Sheree owe him money. Just like this person who supposedly was the person that came there to the show to help with alterations say that she owe him money. People saying you owe them money. The people that did work on your house said you owe them money. That's why they put liens on you. But then you want to be attacking Drew because she repeated what the boy said to her. Hey, Paige. So you in California, but still you still waiting on the show to air. Girl, just know that you're going to hit it. Greatness take time, okay? Tadrika DT say greatness take time, and I ate raw chicken from the OLG. I'm done. Yeah, say Sheree and Marlo was so happy to finally get their shine since Nene isn't there, but they don't bring as much as Nene. Sis, you show right, and don't none of them bring as much as Nene. That's why Bravo wanted to keep her there, but not pay her what they owe her. And that's nasty. You got to pay what you owe. And that's the other thing I wanted to point out. Andy want to low-key clown Sheree, or should I say high-key clown Sheree for not paying people what they owe. But when it came time to pay the queen, you didn't want to pay her. Y'all wanted to lowball her, play her, tell her we're going to pay you per episode that we bring you on, and we're not going to bring you on all the episodes. We just going to bring you on a few here and there so we can use your name, your image, your energy to keep our show going. So just like you could kind of try to clown Sheree because she need to pay what she owe, you and NBC Universal need to take a page out y'all own book and pay that sister what y'all owe her. That part. Pay that. And then that lady would have went on and signed the contract, and we wouldn't all be sitting up here getting tortured because ain't nothing going on the screen. Sherry Green say Drew need to learn how to come after them correct. But come after them for what? Drew need to get her lies straight first. Because now, just don't get me wrong, just because I go after Sheree by telling all them lies, Drew done told more than a few now. Drew done told more than a few. I'm real tired of Drew with that lying she doing. I really am. But listen, so they went back and forth. Kandi explains by how she talked to her husband or whatever. She said she didn't know about that. Then Kandi started that screaming and Billy Goat crying. Girl, yes. Yes, I did. I laughed at that. That was real funny. But yeah, Kandi started that screaming and Billy Goat crying and talking about, it just upset me that somebody I tried to help could say I don't help nobody. Like, oh my God. It was so ridiculous. It was so funny because Sheree was like, this segment about Sheree. And I was so glad she brought it back. And that let you know how fake Kandi was, baby. All that trembling and shaking and stuff cut off right then once the attention was off of her. So anyway, then they went back to talking about Lyrone and Andy brings up what she said on Watch What Happens Live about the man's, his Johnson wasn't no good. I just feel like that's just it's so tacky. It's so low rent. But like I said, that's where Andy wanted them at, was down there in the bottom. He wanted them in the bottom. Hey, Lel. Yes, girl, I can hold a note. Hello. Yes. Randa say, this just saying Sheree relaunched her site, is not up and running, and still not giving her my credit card info. You bet not. Hey, Pasiana. What's up, girl? Lala say, once again, the vocal cords got to shaking. Yes, girl went to vibrating like she was screaming into a box fan. Just ignorant. So they went to talking about that, and he asked her why she resorted to abstinence, and this fool say she just couldn't take it no more, and that she did feel like he was using her, and it was some kind of deal that they wanted to do, and she got a letter from his attorney and wanted her to sign some kind of papers or something about him being on the show because he wasn't really a castmate or whatever. Then they ask her about her quote unquote new boo. You ain't got no new boo. Martell don't go with you. Martell and his church lady Stoops and First Stole said he don't go with you and you is not his type. That is what the man said. He don't go with you. You are not his type. His baby mama done came out and said that he said that was just for publicity. Girl, this is embarrassing. That's all I'm saying. I'm pretty sure by this time you already knew what he was saying. So why you would go on that reunion and be doing that is, I don't know. Sheree stay embarrassing herself. It's so cringeworthy. It's so cringeworthy. DB saying Andy want to keep him at the bottom, but quick to say this is not love and hip hop. Right. But he's definitely trying to make them give him love and hip hop vibes. Right. Kandi did not want Marlo to finish telling on Kandi. That's why she started screaming to take the eyes off of Kandi is phony. As a $4 bill. Lord, say leg, hips, and body looking like a skittle in a 10 pin bowling. Yes, cheesy coochie Kandi scream like the 3 Billy Goats girl. I can't with y'all. See, I didn't believe that story when she looks so stupid talking about Martell. Yeah, she looked like she didn't even believe it. Tyrone never really liked Sheree, neither does Martell. And I don't know why. I don't know. It must be something she do around people that's turning them off. I don't know. Because she's not an ugly lady. So I don't know what it is. It's something. It's something that ain't going like it's supposed to go. And I don't know what it is. That part ain't my business. But somebody, he was upset because he wasn't a cast member or something. I don't see that being true. Talking about her new boo and they've been dating for a few months. Then when they ask her about a boyfriend, well, I'm not saying he's a boyfriend. Then quit saying y'all been dating for months. Y'all ain't. I don't know about that. Then she switched to we just having fun. We taking it day by day, and then a viewer asked about her, ignoring red flags. Again, viewer questions was more on point than everybody else. Okay, thank you. Stop the lies, sis. You all alone. Yes, you are. Patricia, what you say? Sheree didn't get the memo. It's a joke. She not smart. Okay. The case says Sheree need to put her behind on layaway. She is such a beautiful woman. She need to believe in herself. She sure do. She sure do. DT said, I left home to be with my side piece. Yep. That's what Martell said. Auntie Eva said it was funny though when Kenya said we seen Bob. I know. So anyway, so they went through that and she talking about a day by day and the viewer asked about red flags. And she was pretending like she didn't know what the red flags was. And then here come Kenya again. Y'all, Kenya be trying to make me like her sometimes. She do. She be trying to. I'm like, well, go on, girl. Because Sheree up there acting dumb like she didn't know what the red flags was on Martell. Like, girl, stop it. And Andy talking, she talking about, well, he's on another show and this and that. And child, Kenya just chimed right on in and told everything about Martell that's going on, about the fact that yeah, he had a wife and cheated and got a baby, outside baby and everything else, and that's what's going on. And then she went to talking about, trying to give her BS explanation about, oh, just based on the show, he's somebody I probably wouldn't have never talked to, and I guess trying to say, she ain't real pickified or whatever. And that's when Kenya was like, yeah, we seen Bob. That was so shady. I say, now this right here don't make no sense, but that's that Aquarius mess. So I'm gonna give her that. Randa say something up with them pretty girls. Kenya, Sheree, by baby, we got to take Claudia out of them parentheses. Ain't nothing pretty about Claudia. Why they can't sustain a relationship? Yeah, it's a good question, but I'm not finna put Claudia in there. Not Prince Charming. Alita say Sheree is a liar. Have lazy tendency, no talent, no drive. That's a turnoff for most men. Oh, Okay, if you say so. I don't know. I just can't figure it out. Sheree says Sheree is older and trying hard to be young. Is she though? Because she seemed like she owned her age. I don't know. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just like maybe the men that like her, she don't like them. You know how it is. Y'all remember back in the day, you know our mamas and aunties used to tell us to learn to like who like you. Maybe that's where Sheree is at. Maybe Sheree got to learn how to like who like her. Maybe that's the issue. If she figure that part out, she gonna be all right. Kobe Cole say Martell, a rabbit stole no undershirt, no socks, looking like interview with a vampire / stripper. Child, that's what you saw. That suit to me looked like that suit Whitney Houston had on in It's Not Right, But It's Okay video. When it was her, Faith Evans, and Kelly Price. Remember that video? It is what was it? It's not right, but it's okay. Is that the one? Was it no, it was the Heartbreak Hotel video. That was the one. It was the Heartbreak Hotel. Remember they all had on them church lady suits? Martell had on one of them suits they had on with that stove. You said it was a rabbit. I thought it was muskrat. Say Kenya stayed on Sheree this reunion. She sure did. She didn't give her no breathing room. Charlene say Sheree need to go back to kindergarten because the intellect for age is lacking. Well, it's a little too late to go back to kindergarten, sis. Paige say I don't get the impression Sheree has much personality. That's why she can't keep a man or stay on Bravo. She's not that interesting outside of her looks. Really? It might be something else to her though. It might be something else to Sheree. Maybe Sheree just not being like open or whatever. But can I be honest, y'all? I would rather see a sister come on that show and just be like, I'm doing my thing. I'm raising my children, or I have raised my children. I'm comfortable. I'm happy. I'm not after no man right now. I'm just doing me. I could dig that so much more than these fake relationships. I think that's what's so irritating. That's what's so irritating. Like if you just want to be out here, be gorgeous, be beautiful, shop, make your money, build businesses, build brands, and say bump a man for right now, girl, do that. Show out. Start on these hookers. But stop pretending like you in relationships that you're not in. Say, like her or not, Claudia's no, she's not. She looked like Prince Charming to me. Y'all not finna make me pretend like that girl pretty just because she yellow. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not. How the children say, I'm not going. Not with that strong jaw and that hard chin, looking like Jay Leno with her uncle. No, ma'am. You call her pretty if you want her. I don't see it. Sherry Green say, I don't think so. That's why she don't show her older daughter much. Oh, and it can't be that maybe the older girl just don't want to be on the show. Is that it? Lala says Sheree could learn to walk and chew gum at the same time. She might have a chance. Maybe. It's true. Nikkei, thank you so much for the super chat, sis. She says, stay blessed, beautiful people. You too, lady. I appreciate you. Much love. Say the scenes with her and her children are always boring. Yes, but you know, sometimes children is boring. Some children is entertaining. Some children just, I feel like, I don't know. When I see Sheree with her kids, I feel like her children steal the scene. When she with her children are more interesting than her. And sometimes that's just what it is. The children are a bright spot. I think her kids seem real laid back, real cool. You know, they ain't really trying to like be seen and make no scenes. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just would rather see Sheree shine on her own than do fake relationships. Like that's so played out. Cecilia say, I know Kenya would spill the tea on Sheree. Sheree can't live the truth. She lives in a fantasy. She wants something she can't have, somebody else's husband. You think she wants somebody else's husband? Who husband Sheree was going after now? Wait a minute. I ain't know about Sheree going after nobody's husband. You got to tell me about that now. Hey, EC, say the witch doctor told her in Africa she would never be with a man again. Ooh. DB say, you right, sis. There's nothing attractive about Claudia. Nothing at all. Face look like a whole foot. I'm not even finna play with y'all with that. You don't get no extra points from me for being recessive. I have nothing for that. Paige say, right, not every woman wants a man. And the sister that comes through and just date if she choose will win. Always. I would love to see that. Yes. If we could have a sister come through and just boss up and be like, child, please, I get to them Negroes when I get to them. If I get to them. Terrell say, post Sheree, she'll get it one day. Hopefully. Say Sheree the type of girl that wants you to let her copy off your test in school. Right. Say Claudia looked like a man in transition to become a woman, and you would be correct. That's why I'm like, child, I'm not finna go there. But oh, she pretty. Well, I ain't never seen up under her foot. We seen the top of it though. Nacho Twins mama say, I know I joined late, but did you see the site is back up? That's what I think Deborah just told us. It's true. It's true. Yes, Juan. I said her face looked like a whole foot. Girl, I roast clawfoot Jordan every chance I get. I don't like that colorist anti-black heifer at all. Period. Never gonna like her. Never gonna cut for her. Never gonna lie and call you pretty when you look like Prince Charming. Never. Ever. No, black girls up. Anyway, so then they get to this tied Sanya and Drew thing. They showed the clips. The clips ain't give us nothing because we already seen through the season. Drew didn't do nothing to Sanya. And then what I found interesting was that when they put Sanya on the spot, Sanya couldn't even tell them nothing that Drew really did to her. It was just pitiful. She went bringing up, oh, well, when I had talked to Kenya about her, I sat down and I talked to her about it and told her that I had talked to Kenya about her because I felt like Kenya was going to repeat it. Then she got there and pretended like we hadn't talked. Girl, you was already talking bad about the girl. What caused it? And then what was so interesting was that she started that fake crying and going on in voice trembling because she really couldn't justify why she turned on that girl. Now, y'all know I don't do Drew with her lying tale. Drew lied about everything. But what Drew didn't lie about was that she didn't do nothing to Sanya. She did nothing at all. She went to talking, and so Andy made Drew shut up and let her talk. The minute Drew went to talking, Sanya went trying to talk over her and make her be quiet because you didn't want nobody to draw attention to the fact that this girl did nothing to you, Sanya. Miss 1 3/4. The girl ain't do nothing to you. Like, what? Yes, just saying she is boring. And on top of being boring, she sat up there and used that girl as a friend for a few minutes so she would have an excuse to use her as her punching bag. I'm going to flip on her and we're going to all pile up and attack her together and I'm going to fit in. She couldn't tell us one thing Drew did to her. Nothing. Nothing at all. And Andy talking about, well, I'm tired of talking about it. You wasn't tired of talking about it when you let Sanya sit up there and fake cry and pretend that girl did nothing. You were just tired of talking about it when it was time for Drew to rebut. Yeah, that was some silliness. Colby Cole say Prince Charming. I say she resembles more Christopher Reeve. All right, I'll take that. That's fair. That's fair. Maybe my eyes was off. But I was thinking about Prince Charming from Shrek. Remember the one that was supposed to rescue Fiona, but he didn't want to go? That one with that strong jaw. PLEL said, ooh, the website looks better. Still nothing but overpriced garbage on it, but at least the website looked good now. Well, there you go. That's something, Sheree. Go, girl. Randa said, as soon as Sanya read the room, she turned on Drew and manufactured some drama. Facts. Yeah, Drew ain't did nothing to her, and she knows she ain't do nothing to her. No, it wasn't no tears. She was like, yeah, I guess she got tears. And them talking about, well, she's not a trained actress. Drew said, or is she? Ain't did nothing to her. It was just pitiful. Alita says, so Sanya was making up artificial beef for relevance? Yes, she was, because she couldn't state one thing. Not Mr. Burns, not Montgomery. Okay, I'm just saying, like, all that fakeness. Well, they've been mistreating Marlo. Marlo can hold her own. Drew is the one that be struggling. Drew be windmilling, but it don't come cross like she think it come cross. She be trying. And it was just funny. And then did y'all catch that? Those of y'all who saw it. And the clown Sanya talking about, does anybody know how many medals Sanya got? Like, girl, he did you like they did 400 Degree Wendy when she was still juvenile with them 400 degrees. He's like, anybody know how many medals Sanya got? Yeah, they know, because everybody, that's all we could hear from her. That's all everybody could hear from her was 4 gold medals, 4 gold medals. And I still say it is not 4 because I can do basic math. It is 1 3/4, ma'am. Those were from relays. You was 1/4 of the team. You got 1/4 of a gold medal for every race you won. Talking about we ain't gonna talk about the bronze. You ought to talk about the bronze. That's a whole medal. That's a whole medal. Instead of them 3/4 of a gold. But anyway, like I said, they all sat there and individually let Andy clown them right in their face and act like they didn't see it. It was just, it's the disrespect for me. It was the disrespect. So Sanya tried it and went to act, like I said, being all fake dramatic. Oh, you gonna tell the truth today? And then the minute the girl opened her mouth, you start screaming over. But anyway, she said she working with Dr. Ken over talking people. She went talking about you betrayed my trust. Ain't nobody betrayed no trust because you didn't confide anything in her. That's when she said that she was all right with Marlo saying that she looked like she didn't have a mind of her own because she said Marlo didn't know her at the time, but now that she know her, she's okay with that. And while she was doing the fake crying, talking about not cool, bro. And Drew was like, yeah, she has tears or whatever, and called her a flip-flopper. And then that's when Sheree gave us the best line of the night. Talking because Andy, I don't even know how Andy made this transition from Drew calling Sanya a flip-flopper. How in the hell then does Andy go to Sheree and say, do you think Drew is a flip-flopper? She didn't accuse herself of being a flip-flopper. She accused Sanya of being one. Why you didn't ask Sheree if she thinks Sanya's a flip-flopper? About, do you think Drew is a flip-flopper? And then he basically set Sheree up to say something stupid, talking about, I don't know if I call her a flip-flopper, but she's a known liar. I'm like, girl, like you with them $1 million, like you with them fashions that we seen on Amazon for $26.99, like you with the website gonna be up and running after the finale. Sheree. What you mean me and the medals? Sanya and the medals, DV. She the one up here fronting and flogging 4 gold medals when it's 1 3/4. Randa say at least Sheree has a sense of humor. She does. She offering 20% off at a discount code. She not by Sheen. Girl, don't you tell me that heifer discount code is she not by Sheen. Don't you tell me that, Randa. Don't tell me that, please. I'm gonna pass out. Just Jules JG say Sanya talked about them 4 medals like Wendy talked about them degrees. That's what I'm saying. And remember, Andy tried to clown her for it too, and he definitely clowned Sanya right in her face. Kobe say Claudia Beat can pick up and attack rattlesnakes, scorpions, and cobras. I'm through. Kobe, take 45 seconds and think about what you just typed. Cecilia say Andy purposely said that about Sanya. Drew was attacking the other ladies, not Sanya. So that had nothing to do with Sanya. Facts. That's true. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And Randa saying she sure did use that code. It's on her site. Not by Sheen. Girl, it don't matter which wholesale site you use. We know you ain't had it sold by nobody. Now, it might not have been Sheen. I never said it was Sheen, for the record, y'all. I told y'all Sheen have better clothes than that. I feel like that was some Rose wholesale, something she got off Amazon, or maybe off Alibaba. But I never thought it was Sheen, because Sheen have cute stuff that the little kids be wearing. So anyway, then they get on to Marlo. Now, this part was real. I thought it was going to be more entertaining. It ended up being more sad. They went talking about the many sides of Marlo with her being an auntie, raising them children, the Lee archive. I'm tired of that. All the stuff about her nephews and all them attacks she got, her mama issues and everything. Now, one thing that came out that I thought was it was kind of sad and disappointing. Just Jules JG, you off the chain. You gonna dress up like Sanya for real? You say, who in their right mind gonna buy a hoodie from Sheree for $252? Child, let a girl can dream. Lala say Sheree won't let go of this fashion flop. Like LeBron won't let go of that receding hairline. What he gonna do, Lala? Just shave his head bald? Then y'all gonna pick at him for that. Poor LeBron. But so they went into that. And what I thought was sad about this segment, she was talking about that her mama had a rough upbringing because she said her grandmama wasn't no good mama either. So it's like, okay, so this is a generational curse, what it looked like, right? And she was saying that she wished she had a relationship with her mama, and she liked seeing how Mama Joyce is with Kandi, how she defends her, and how she'll even get an attitude with you over Kandi. And she was like, that's how it should be. That's cool. Wish she had that kind of relationship. And we went to talking about how she put a shield up and she feel like she by herself. And how she ran away at 10 years old, ended up in foster care, and that her and her brother wasn't speaking for a while because she had gave him a bath and told him she was gonna be back and didn't come back. And say the first family that took her in was this Jamaican family, and say the daddy was abusive. She ran from there. The next place she went, she complained because the lady was strict, and say the lady put her out because she was complaining. Hey, Gamblers Anonymous, what's up? And hold on, LEL. What you say? Sheree, maybe Sheree making money. Y'all, let's not forget they got clear fans. That's true. I really can see them buying that clothes from Sheree's attic. I don't know. I don't know if anybody gonna do that. That's a push. Paige said, I just looked at Sheree's site. That mess is expensive. I wish I would. I did order the Who Gon Check Me Boo notebook. Not the notebook, sis. I love it. At least you support it. If she got something in there that ain't too high, I might try to support her too, because that's still a sister. But she wrong for them drop ship clothes. I'm sorry. But then say that she complained and the lady told her, you gotta go because you around here complaining, saying I'm being too strict on you. You got to get up out my house. And which I understand. Okay. Anyway. And what you saying to Eva? Kenya was cold toward Marlo in that segment. What you mean? They just kept showing Kenya's face, and I don't know why. Marlo talking while y'all showing Kenya. They ain't cousins. And let me ask this. And you know I'm not nobody to defend Kenya. But what was Kenya supposed to do? Marlo was laying her business out there. She was having a vulnerable moment. She was just telling her business. What did you want Kenya to do? What could Kenya have done? Was she supposed to get up and run over there and say, oh, girl, it's going to be all right? That would have been phony. What could she do? Say that she ain't got keychains. I mean, if it's something like that, I might try to support a little bit, you know. But wasn't nothing Kenya could do in that moment. Then she say the next foster home she was in, she loved being there. Lady had a nice house. She had a little girl. But then she had to leave there because she said the lady's little girl started feeling like Marlo was getting too much attention from her mama, which that happens. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. That happens sometime. I won't say nothing wrong with it. I'll say it's natural. And that mama did what anybody could do at a time like that. Like, you know, she got to look out for her kid first. Okay? And I like that she called herself an iconic ex-con. I thought that was cute. And I saw like the little sniggers or whatever from Kenya, but it's like, girl, you can say what you want to say. You didn't go through what she went through. You can call her ex-con all you want to, but that ex-con is sitting on the same goddamn set with you. That ex-con is on the same show with you. That ex-con dressed better than you. That ex-con lived better than you. So if we got to call anybody an iconic ex-con, I'm going to give it to her. I did like that. You know, have your moment, baby. Sheree Green said, I do feel for Marlo and I like her, but Marlo is from the streets. She will use her past as leverage to manipulate situations. I just don't see that. I don't. The fact that she from the street ain't got a whole lot to do with where she at right now. Saying, remember when she was writing her book and tried to get Bob excited, and Bob told her in so many words, she started stuff before, but don't finish. Yeah, I remember. I remember when he told her that. Don D said, I think they wanted Kenya to say she relates and spill her story again. I don't know why they would expect that. Somebody else telling their story don't have nothing to do with Kenya, to be honest. EC say they probably showed Kenya because she was unwanted by her mother and perhaps she could identify. But I feel like that was manipulative. That was corny. If Marlo is telling her story, let Marlo tell her story. If they wanted to pan around and see what the other lady's reaction was to it, then get everybody's reaction. Stop focusing on Kenya. Kenya is not her first cousin. That ain't her sister. That ain't her homegirl from Head Start. None of that. Randa say quiet as kept. Marlo owned her home, even if it's a condo, before most of these housewives, including Kenya and Sheree, sure did. Sure did. That's why I'm sitting here like, if I'm gonna be completely honest, Randa, I feel like all of them, hell, Kandi included, even though you got good bread, y'all should be embarrassed to be sitting up calling this girl convict. The fact that you could call her the convict from a foster home and she's sitting on the exact same stage with you, you should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. All of y'all from these nice backgrounds and everything, because Kenya can cry all day about my mama, my mama, my mama, but you was still raised by your family. You was not shuffled around between strangers, abused, and everything else. So all of y'all from these nice, normal backgrounds and managed to go to school and learn how to read some books and whatever, had support, whether it was solid all the time, spotty or whatever. If you sitting on the same stage with a girl that came from the absolute bottom, I wouldn't be, me personally, I wouldn't be so loud screaming convict from the bottom when convict from the bottom is sitting the exact same spot as you. I'm just saying. Nikkei said, I did empathize with Marlo. Why she's so clingy towards Kenya. She's clingy towards all of them. I just think it looks a certain type of way with them too because they clash so bad. They really clash bad. Lala say, I don't think Marlo uses her past as leverage. I don't either. I feel like she's just transparent, basically. And people, I think as on a whole, people not used to folks being straight up. So it's like, let's try to find the angle. Sometimes it ain't no angle. Sometimes people just being straight because they really don't care what you think. EC say, you know, Bravo is shady and these women allow themselves to be degraded. Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying, yeah, they all on the same stage. You're all on the same stage. Yeah, Kenya was a pageant girl, and that takes cash. Right. Somebody was backing you, sweetie. And when you finish with all your pageants, you still had to come to the same platform where Nene came to get you when you first came on there. Remember when she jumped out her truck and said, ooh, child, the ghetto? That was you. That was you. You needed this show to elevate you, honey, because you had done fell hard. You was hitting bad, Miss Thing. Miss Marlo came on here as a friend of the show, and she wasn't hitting bad. The convict. So I'm gonna give her that. All right, Miss Iconic Ex-Con. Sheree and Kandi both was like they knew she had a rough time, but they didn't know that much, you know, deep into her past about everything that happened. And Marlo was like, you know, your god brother Anthony, who she was dating at the time, he was around a lot to hear some of the stuff that went on with her family. And she went to talking about, you know, just feeling unworthy. Just feeling unworthy. Kenya said she was disappointed in Marlo because she was like, you knew what I was going through with my husband, and that was you went to that first or whatever. It's like, girl, bye, Kenya. We just need to know if that's really your husband, honey. But anyway, so she was like, you know, Marlo was like, she feel like she don't need men, she don't trust them. She didn't have no fulfilling relationships with no men. She feel like the man that was supposed to be there, her daddy wasn't. And she said something that was so real. And while they sitting up picking and clowning, poking and, you know, name calling, and like she says, sitting up calling me all kind of hoes and this and that, and can't point the damn man she laid up with. And that's all facts. That's all facts. I challenge anybody. Point to one, because I can't point to one. And y'all know I be all up in them people business. I can't point to nobody that girl done laid up with. Cannot. And she was just talking about the fact that they could not walk a mile in her shoes because I'm sure them shoes pinch like a mug. I know I can't. Let me be transparent since we all talking about transparency. I could not have ever. I thank God I never had to. And you know, she was like, and talking about me because I like to dress well because it makes me happy. Which I can understand that. I can understand why that certain part of her personality is real shallow. It makes sense. But I'm gonna say this. I think that's all the more reason why it don't bother her to take that little under the table deal from them clear people to cut them sisters. I think, now mind you, this ain't nothing nobody said. This just how I feel. Y'all don't throw rocks at me. If you do, I'ma duck them. I feel like she is okay taking that little side deal from them clear people to attack Kandi and to attack Kenya and to do all their dirty work. because, like she said, she feels alone. She feels unworthy. She feels unwanted. All that stuff. And I think that she feels like y'all don't care about me no way. You don't feel like I'm good enough to be around y'all anyway. So when them clear people asked her to be the hitman, I think she was like, fine, cut me a check. I do it. I'm telling y'all, I believe Marlo is the hitman. I believe she doing them people dirty work. And like I said, please don't take that no way like I'm saying, I don't believe her story or I don't empathize with her. I do. But I still feel like with her and all her goddamn damage, that's why she was cool to take a deal from them people, because I believe she took a deal. Deborah say, yep, I really don't remember Kenya being Miss USA. Me either, honestly. However, I do remember Vanessa Williams. Yes, as we all do. Yeah, Marlo was honest. I don't know why you were surprised. Marlo ain't never told a lie. That's why I be tripping. I'm like, the girl is mean as hell, but we ain't never heard a lie. Yeah, Kenya do need to stop beating that horse. It's real dead. It doesn't evoke nothing in me. Paige say, I don't give Kenya a pass for her behavior either, due to the fact she was at least raised by her granny, like most black kids from our era. She just mean and evil, period. Basically. Hey, Southern Ivy. I hit it right on. But I'm just saying, I really believe that. I believe them people got Marlo on a little side deal and she going after people for them, because the truth of the matter, in my opinion, is that the way she went after Kandi and the way she went after Kenya after all these years. Now, let's be honest, y'all. Can we be real for a minute? If y'all don't mind. You say she in survival mode at all times. She is. But let's be real for a minute. I'm going to start running the StreamYard in the chat in case somebody else got something to say. But if we're going to be real for a minute, I feel like all them years that these women been insulting her, calling her names, I said from day one, y'all don't know nobody this lady slept with, but y'all steady calling her all kind of hoes, prostitutes, lady of the evening, this, that, and the third. And the people talking, they pocketbooks is like the golden arches, 1 million served. And Marlo ain't never, ever, ever ripped into them like she ripped into them this year. The way she ripped Kandi from stem to stern, I mean, dressed it on, stem to stern. Stuff everybody knew. And people in the street been saying for the longest, she went ahead and put it on front, national TV. The way she went at Kenya, like every chance she got, it was like she was taking shots, pop, 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 back to back. You've been on this show all these years, and you ain't never had no filter on your mouth. Yet and still, you held back. You never went all the way in. All of a sudden this year, the same man who said you ain't gonna never get a peach, not only gave you a peach, he got you sitting right next to him on the reunion. You going after these ladies like it ain't no tomorrow. Production seem to be working in tandem with you while you going after them. Every time they tell a lie, pretend like they don't remember something, production playing it. It was like every time we turned around this season, it was roll that beautiful bean footage on Kenya and Kandi. And now this year, all of a sudden, you want to run everything down. I just feel like it's a hit job. Hey, True Wisdom say, I really hope Nene win her lawsuit. Sick and tired of Andy exploiting these black women. Everything is always sexual. Never see Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Well, she settled with them. I don't know what she settled for, because they're not going to tell you. But the fact that they settled and it wasn't dismissed, say that somebody done paid something. Say before, and Auntie Eva say before the show started, she told Andy she would apologize and make amends. They weren't accepting though. They don't have to accept it. She doing what they want her to do. She doing just what they want her to do. They wanted her to make the hits and then come back and do the apology so it looked like she's being a nice girl. That she is on them people payroll, and ain't nobody gonna convince me otherwise. Hey, Miss Knox, I heard they settled. I ain't heard nothing about a drop. I don't know. I haven't seen no paperwork. I don't know. Don D say, but you think she was treading lightly because she didn't have a peach. How was she treading lightly, Don D? This the same lady with no peach that sat there and told Kenya, I know you're evil. That's why your mama don't want nothing to do with you. Is that treading lightly? Telling Kandi, oh, everybody know you a sugar mama. Is that treading lightly? No, she wasn't trading lightly. She just held that stuff back and went straight for the jugular after she had that peach that Andy Cohen himself claims swore she would never get. Cecilia say Bravo gave Marlo that peach to shake things up, especially on Kandi and Kenya. I think that too. Randa say, well, Kandi did say this reunion wasn't a good one. Well, Kandi, whose fault is that, baby? You the people that actually were real personalities on the show, you wanted them gone. They gone. Now you here, and you still couldn't get a seat next to Andy. You still not center peach. True Wisdom say, remember Marlo said Nene told her, if you want to keep that peach, go after Kandi. I don't remember Marlo saying that, and I don't know. Maybe she did say that. Maybe she did. But I feel like Bravo and NBC Universal is sent Marlo after them people. I believe it. I believe it, and please don't. You know how it go. If you say something about somebody's favorite, they say you hate them. Please don't nobody go saying I hate Marlo. I do not hate Marlo. I just feel like she working for them people. Now that's how I feel. I really believe she working for the people. So it was so interesting. And then after that, when she was talking, when Marlo was talking, and she was like, "How they just talk about me?" And I like the dress because it makes me happy, whatever. And it kind of ended with Kenya saying, "Oh, that's not true. It's not true." It's like, girl, what's not true? Y'all have called her all kind of whores and this and that. You did. Candace constantly talking about her sponsors and where she get money. How you know if she got a sponsor or not? Was your god brother her sponsor, Kandi? You know what I mean? Just because you be sponsoring don't mean every woman got a sponsor. And mind you, if a sister got a sponsor, I don't see a problem. Deborah say, yep, Kandi is at the end of the couch as usual. Yeah, it's something funny with that. But anyway, now coming up for this dry thing next week, this is what they say, y'all. Kenya say she group dating, and Andy asked her, was she in a throuple? So I don't know what group dating is. Okay, I just learned what a throuple was a few weeks ago. After they went to talking about Neo. Then they went to talking about Marlo and the home invasion and show, I guess, the ring doorbell footage. Then they got Drew and Sheree calling the assistant, asking, I guess they asked him about what he said about Sheree. And then they had the whole conversation with Kenya and Marlo and saying that her real name is Latanya, yada, yada, yada. My thing is this. We done seen the girl mug shots. Whatever name on the mug shots will be the name, unless she used the fake name when she got arrested. Them kind of charges, I don't see how you could, if I'm going to be real. But it just looked like it's more the same, more dryness, more arid conditions. Hazeline. Don D say it is suspect. Tajrika didn't mention to Marlo when he called it was because of Kandi. I wonder why. Yeah, I wonder why too. And they keep showing this clip of him arguing with Marlo. Oh, you was dehydrated, you was thirsty. Meanwhile, you wasn't even working on like the camera side of production. So talking about when we went to Africa, like you was part of the cast, but who am I? Lala say group dating. Did she find this group off of Groupon? I don't know. I guess we got to wait the next week for this dry part 2 reunion to find out exactly what group dating is. Peg says finally on. About to wave your hair. I guess you wave your hair? You about to wave your hair? You'll be back? Oh, okay. You about to wave. Okay. It's finally on. You'll be back. Okay, girl. Go watch the show. But yeah, so.
But I found these results on search.
Hey, Google. Shut up. Y'all, why she be in my business? But anyway, y'all, that's all I got on it. I put the link out. Y'all ain't got nothing to say either, but we suffered through it. We picked it apart. We saw what was said. Shout out to the viewer comments, the viewer questions, because they did better than everybody else on that stage. This was absolutely painful. It was painful. Deborah said, Kenya not dating no one. We'd all know if she was. Well, she says she not dating one person. She says she group dating. We don't know whether the group want to be exposed or not. Alita say, well, thank you for your services. I appreciate it. Cecilia say, is that the only way Kenya can get a man? I don't believe that. I believe if Kenya wanted to date somebody, she could. The only thing is, I don't know where her head at right now. Maybe Kenya tired of people, talking about her with her activities and these fake relationships. Maybe she just want to play around for a while. Maybe she don't want to commit a relationship for a while. So we just have to see where it goes. Maybe she gonna try to be single and just ball out for a little bit because it looked like her business doing good. So maybe that, you never know. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate you. Child, I don't know what husband. I can't say nothing about Kenya's husband. I haven't seen a husband. Marquis said, I rolled my eyes when Andy mentioned Kenya dating life next reunion. Well, she said group dating, Marquis, so we gonna see. David said, appreciate you wasting your time on this reunion for us. I appreciate y'all being here. Because if y'all wasn't here, I'm telling you, I would just feel like I wasted everything. I just wasted my whole life watching this if I didn't have nobody to talk to about it. Okay? It was very dreadful, Darren Hood. It was dreadful. It was horrible. Let me say for everybody, bravo. Please cancel this show. If you don't do nothing else right in y'all life, please cancel this God-forsaken show. It's horrible. It's terrible. Come up with something else, okay? That's all I'm saying. Because this is too much. I feel like we have endured so much at the hands of these people. But look, that's all I got. Ain't nothing else I can do. Oh, thank you so much, Lakeys. Thank you so much. Bless you too. Auntie Eva said we suffered with you, sis. Nah, y'all didn't suffer with me. Because a lot of y'all didn't even watch that thing. Y'all just sent me out there to walk through the minefield. That's all right though, because I love y'all. I went anyway. It's cool. I'm gonna go back next week too. But listen, y'all know it's time for me to beg for y'all to hit them 3 free buttons. I need you to hit that like button because it is indeed free. And I know all y'all ain't hit it. So please, hey Ty Jones, go ahead and please hit that like button to help your girl out. It really helps me with the algorithm. I appreciate it if you don't mind. It don't cost you a thing. Also, the next free button would be the notification bell. Please make sure y'all click that notification bell. If you're watching on replay, please comment in the replay comments. I read every last one of them, and I'm always happy to see them. When you hit the notification bell, please make sure that you go ahead and click all so you'll know every time we go live on this good porch. And last but not least, the last free button I'd like y'all to hit, please, would be the subscribe button. If your subscribe button is red, that means you are not subscribed. Go ahead and hit it. Have a good time. Come over here and visit with us. We appreciate you. And we'll talk to y'all again tomorrow on that good FNN Florida Negro News and Funny Papers. Meanwhile, y'all have a wonderful evening. And if nobody else tells you, please remember, God loves you, I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. We'll talk again soon here. Bye, y'all.